whenever and wherever you want news.
12 News is there.
The message of freedom and independence has...
And that's why more Arizonans choose us for the news. The source you turn to
On air, online, at work, at home. Morning, noon, and night.
the team you know and trust.
New tonight, Joe Dana Show.
The news and information you need.
Still ahead on Arizona Nightly News.
Whenever and wherever you want it, around the clock.
Arizona's first choice across the board.
12 News.
Well, criminals beware. A granny with a badge is on the lookout in Chandler. Pauline Bolton is a volunteer posse member sworn in just this morning.
But here's what makes this even more interesting. She's a centenarian. Celeste Rodriguez shares her story.
That's your official ID, Mom.
Yeah. Pauline Bolton's new title, Head of Security.
That's pretty, ain't it?
At her assisted living nursing home.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of that door. I gotta do that already.
She watches the door and the medicine cabinet.
The medicine should always be locked up because, you know, people can't take it.
The 101-year-old is the newest member of Sheriff Joe Arpaio's volunteer posse. Keeping law and order is in her blood. Her son Levi is a Phoenix police officer.
She's been a longtime fan of the sheriff, and so we got on the conversation of pink handcuffs and pink underwear. So she said, you know, Junior, if you're ever in a position to get some of those underwear, I'd sure like to have a pair.
She got a pair and a few signed posters.
He told us about his mom and thought it'd be a good idea.
But the badge is just a formality, really. Bolton already helps care for her fellow housemates. They've even given her a nickname.
Why they call you Sweet Pauline?
Because I'm sweet. I don't get angry with nobody. I like a good man.
A man with a badge like her son and members of Arpaio's posse. Celeste Rodriguez, 12 News Up Front.
Turning the tassels today as years of hard work pay off for nearly 6,500 Arizona State students. Thousands crowded into Wells Fargo Arena this morning. It is one of the biggest graduating classes at ASU. Among those getting diplomas, 224 nursing students and 950 graduates who earned teaching degrees. The cameras were snapping like crazy.
I'm very emotional. I started crying the minute she put her hat on.
I am thrilled. We're pushing him out of the house. We are free at last. He's gone. He's on his own. Our investment has paid off.
Well, you can see more of today's spring commencement on our website, 12news.azcentral.com. He's gone. Well, if you picked up the May issue of GQ magazine, you may have read a grand slam of a baseball story.
I have to admit, I fell for this story, too. A 13-year-old from Ash Fork has been hired to be general manager of a minor league baseball team. Joe Dana found a new twist to the story, though. After visiting the small town, it's receiving a lot of attention. Joe, what's the twist?
Well, Mark, we both know. I mean, it's a believable story. It had us both. There are pictures and details in this, like the fact that the boy's mom works at Ash Fork Elementary and the team's part of the Desert Cactus Independent League. Apparently, this kid is a math genius and comes up with new ways to evaluate player statistics. Well, of course, it's all fiction, but it fooled a lot of people. In this historic Route 66 town, population 450, you'll find one baseball club.
This is it right here.
The Ash Fork Cubs.
Hustle back, Joaquin.
But if you live outside the flagstone capital of the USA, you might believe the story of an 8th grade baseball genius. He manages the Ash Fork Miners semi-pro team and has turned the organization into a winner.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a good story.
And good stories attract outsiders. The calls began pouring in last week.
Most of the inquiries were straight out of New York. 60 Minutes, CBS News.
Fourth-generation Ash Fork native Lewis Hume knows about the World War II semi-pro team.
I first thought it was a historical reference.
It might make a good movie.
School superintendent Gary Spiker was also swamped with calls, everyone wanting to find famed student Jake Floyd.
Maybe it's someone that was being homeschooled that I didn't know about.
Turns out there is a real baseball story here, not about a kid, but a community. A new state-of-the-art sports complex is under construction, rivaling any in the state. And the high school team is winning.
It's our first time ever getting to go to the state.
And support is growing for those scrappy Cubs.
We asked for donations last year, and we did build a batting cage.
It won't get published in GQ, but Ash Fork is creating its own story. To be continued. Joe Dana, 12 News.
Good story. The reporter does drop a subtle hint, which I apparently never caught, that reveals it's a fake. The boy genius, Jake Floyd, was born on April 1st, 1994. We were unable to contact the author to ask him why he chose Ash Fork as the backdrop for the story.
April Fools.
Yeah. Well, it's Friday. That means it's time for another Bill's Backyard Barbecue. Bill?
Yeah, you guys, absolutely. How you doing?
We're good. How are you, more important?
We're hungry.
Yeah, so am I. And actually, we're going to be firing up that barbecue in a second. But this backyard is so cool. We're here, obviously, in the shade, relaxing in this little bar outside. And look what happens. We have a TV to watch ourselves, but of course, when we shine on it, a little bit of infinity stuff. But you guys, take a look at what's going on in the pool. How is everybody? We are in Chandler. We have the beautiful raised pool here with the spa. We also have the fireplace. Fire on top of the pillars that are coming out. It's a whole fire water theme, which is really kind of cool. And amazing use of this backyard, you know, in terms of just occupying the entire space and everything. And of course, Bill's Backyard Barbecue wouldn't be Backyard Barbecue without Famous Dave's. How are you?
Hey, Bill, Ribblicious. Yeah, we got Famous Nancy here today, and Famous Christine, and Famous Pepe, and there's Wilbur.
Hey, Wilbur's, and no dogs this week barking at Wilbur.
Famous Tara had the grill here, so we're using her grill, and that's famous. We got their award-winning ribs there, our hot link sausage and chicken, and we're gonna have a great time. So glad to be here.
Absolutely. You know what's cool? This barbecue, John didn't even have to bring in the barbecue because it's part of this cool backyard.
Could Arnold help free Paris? The socialite supporters hope so. Fans have posted a Free Paris Hilton petition online. It urges California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger to pardon the 26-year-old. Last week, you may remember, a judge ordered Hilton to report to an LA County jail on June 5th for violating the terms of her probation in an alcohol-related reckless driving case. The petition claims Paris must be pardoned because she provides, quote, beauty and excitement to most of our otherwise mundane lives.
You're joking,
unquote.
right?
Oh, I'm not joking. So far, Bill, more than 900 people have signed that petition. They're hoping to get 1 million signatures. Schwarzenegger's office has not commented. Now, if you really want to show your Paris support, we found these Free Paris t-shirts online. The company that makes them says she fought the law won, support her stay at the LA County Hilton with these cool tees. Mark, I ordered you a large. Bill, I got you a medium. They should be here in a few days.
Actually,
thank you.
2 to 3 business days.
I'm an extra large.
You're an extra large? Okay, I'll get you another one. Maybe you can hand out.
That's first. And second, where's the money for the t-shirts going?
I believe into the t-shirt maker's pocket.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, you think? All right,
I don't know that for sure.
Well, a brilliant surgeon has the need for speed. The founder of the Arizona Heart Institute and a Phoenix Harley shop put the pedal to the metal. Sarah Sevier shows us how they're revving up awareness to keep your motor running.
World-famous heart surgeon Dr. Edward Dietrich performs life-saving surgeries by day.
Today, I've already done a very large aneurysm where we put an endoluminal graft in it, a mitral valve replacement.
But now he's taking a ride on the wild side, unveiling a sleek new motorcycle 2 years in the making. He had the Ace of Hearts built to get blood pumping, raising awareness of the risk factors of heart disease.
When we first met the fellows over at the bike place, I don't think they understood the magnitude of the project.
But builders were up to the challenge.
I had to make an anatomically correct heart. Some of the arteries even have stents that Dr. Dietrich has developed that are airbrushed inside of them. Every vein, every capillary, all has to be correct.
You can follow the circulation in the gas tank from the right atrium into the tank, out the pulmonary artery, and you can see that, and then the aorta comes back down.
Roaring into classrooms, the $120,000 bike is sure to be a powerful prevention tool.
Obesity. You know, when I go around to these classrooms now, I see a lot of kids are way overweight. So talk to them about that. Good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, the need for exercise.
In Phoenix, Sarah Sevier, 12 News, up front.
Well, some of these themed motorcycles are strictly for show, but not this one, the Ace of Hearts, the one that you just saw. Harley-Davidson is fully operational and ready to hit the open road. Don't be surprised if you see it riding around sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a Valley mother and daughter team up to make some green in a very green way.
Yeah, they're using a family pastime to launch a business based on knitting. Celeste Rodriguez is here to tell us all about it.
Yeah, these two women fell back on their hobby. That's after 9/11. They lost their telecom jobs and needed a way to support their family. The business started on eBay and blossomed.
It's been just an exciting journey for us.
Jeanette Beck and Janelle Ruffino aren't done yet. The mother-daughter team are turning a family hobby into big business.
When I grew up as a little girl, I shared with my grandmother. I spent a lot of time with her, and she knitted constantly.
These aren't your grandmother's yarns. These are made from renewable resources.
This is bamboo. Here's the corn, soy, shrimp, and crab shell, milk, and organic cotton.
There's boxes of them on dozens of shelves in a Tempe warehouse, waiting to be shipped both in America and internationally.
I think it was just that we had a passion to do something that we were having fun with. I mean, it was a hobby that turned into something great.
Great for the family and for the environment.
What a great way to use common materials.
Rob Smith with the Sierra Club is all for going green. He says business owners are seeing the advantages of being eco-friendly.
Are they going to be in a toxic or garbage landfill, polluting the groundwater? Are they something that our grandkids will have to deal with? Or are they going to be able to degrade naturally?
Natural products are hot commodities for younger generations.
What's cooler than to say, hey, my socks are made with shrimp and crab shells?
Younger generations lured by an old pastime. Grandma would be proud.
She would be absolutely thrilled, and somehow I know she's up there, down, up there, smiling at us.
Celeste Rodriguez, 12 News Up Front.
And Southwest Trading Companies also created stuffed animals made out of soy. They hope other businesses will also cut down on the use of fossil fuels.
Well, people are still talking about an Air Force cadet who boogied his way into cyberspace fame. Well, remember that? 2 years ago, Jeff Palahak became known as the Dancing Cadet. His roommate had set up a video camera to capture his roommate's incredible moves when he thought he was in the room all alone. Well, now the man who gained internet fame is finally graduating from the Air Force Academy. The Secretary of Defense even brought it up in today's commencement address.
Learn about the dangers of dancing alone in your dorm room. And yes, I've seen the video.
Well, Jeffrey won't be going on Dancing with the Stars anytime soon. He plans to be a civil engineer.
But first, he plans to spend a season dancing in Ibiza at the nightclubs.
Well, I would say I have seen Mr. Kelly bust a few moves.
Is it? Ah, do we need a video camera on you?
You can compete
Is that
with
it? No, I cannot compete with that, and I just am very ashamed that I just did that. Is that camera on? Is there a red light over that direction? There is. Okay, I thought so. Tell you what, guys.
It certainly is something to talk about. A magazine just for prisoners. Many of the 35,000 inmates in Arizona subscribe to get financial advice, ideas on how to cook, and how to apply for jobs when they get out. Celeste Rodriguez reads between the lines of Prison Life magazine.
A dark, lonely life behind prison walls has a glimmer of hope. The printed word. Helping inmates serving time inside succeed outside.
Most of the content in Prison Living magazine is geared towards the prisoner, so they can try to get a better outlook on life.
Life is left with little to do, so artwork thrives. It's showcased in Prison Living magazine. So were articles on technology and book reviews. The Arizona publication even has its own scenic centerfold.
Because of the locations of most of our prisons, the scenery is not that great. So we try to give them some scenery every issue. The centerfold does that.
A scenic view to help minds escape the drudgery of prison life. Inmates make up 88% of subscribers nationwide. The $4 magazine also appeals to judges, lawyers, and even victims' families.
We also have sections geared towards victims, so victims can voice their concerns and feelings.
Inmates share their feelings too. Some ask for forgiveness. Michelle Milliken is the founder, an Arizona inmate who says she's found the Lord.
Yeah, they made mistakes, they've messed up, but I've messed up too. And so I can relate to them.
A place for new beginnings. These inmates hope will be a recipe for success. Celeste Rodriguez, 12 News Up Front.
Well, the cost of the magazine does not cover the cost of production and shipping. Money made through fundraising also helps foot the bill.
All right, we admit it's hard to think about Christmas when it's nearly 100 degrees outside, but in Chandler today, they were kicking up their heels at the very thought. People of all ages and sizes lined up with members of the famous Rockettes dance troupe. Together, they kicked their way to a record at the Chandler Fashion Center. The 120-plus participants forming the longest kick line ever in Arizona. Those who put their legs to work received tickets to the annual Christmas Spectacular show, which kicks off in late fall. In this week's Cool Home, we meet a homeowner with a beauty buffet at her fingertips. It's only natural when you make your own makeup line.
She and her husband show Sarah Sevier around a Scottsdale home that's full of surprises.
Unique architecture sets Richard and Mary Beth York's cool home apart here in DC Ranch.
There's some similarities between some of the classic architecture that's been done, like the glass house, one of the most famous, iconic modern homes of all time, and that's what this whole structure right here is based on.
I kind of call it like funky Jetson Barbie style. In our entryway, we have one of the paintings that the original Disney artist did. It's a painting of Pluto.
The home's 6,000 square foot expanse houses a plethora of places to sit at parties.
I love mixing the pony fur chair with the zebra chair and my chandelier.
Soft and feathery touches accent a contemporary edge.
People think we're a huge Elvis fan. It's really the artist that we're fans of, and he just does celebrity mugshots. This is our master bedroom. We've got the splash of pink in here, which I just love. We've got our Warhol right above the bed. A painting a friend of mine, an artist, did for Richard and I. And I have brow bling tweezers, which are pink with little rhinestones.
Ladies, eat your hearts out. This cool home is even equipped with its very own lash lounge and spa.
It's just a place where my friends come and hang out, and I do have all my treatments in there. We love being home, and my husband and I both travel all the time. So it is like our haven, you know? When we come home, there's nothing better.
With this week's Cool Home, Sarah Sevier, 12 News up front.
And you'll get another great look at this cool home spa and makeup room and much more when the homeowner takes you through it step by step. Just go to upfront.azcentral.com, click on Take a Cool Home Tour.
Well, months of waiting are finally over tonight for a Valley soldier. He is back home safe and sound with his loved ones. The signs of support were easy to spot this afternoon at Sky Harbor. Army Sergeant Joshua Rowan returned to the Valley for his 2-week leave. It's a chance to spend some valuable time with his wife and young daughter. Rowan has been in Iraq since October, but says his family has made it much easier for him.
Definitely takes a special person to make sure that, you get your care packages and your letters, and I wouldn't be able to do anything without my wife.
Sergeant Rowan, he is stationed out of Fort Richardson, Alaska. 12 News is dedicated to telling the stories of America's bravest. That includes Captain Brian Love, who is detailing his tour in Iraq. You can read about his experiences on our website, 12news.azcentral.com. Just click on his blog, and you can also check out the latest pictures he sent us. Well, people sure are talking about this next one. Tomorrow marks the 30th anniversary of the release of the first Star Wars movie.
Yeah, and die-hard fans of the saga are donning their costumes and grabbing their lightsabers for a 5-day tribute.
Gina Kim joins us from Los Angeles in the Convention Center there with details. Hi, Princess Gina.
I'm sorry, princess? No, I'm just kidding. Yes. Well, when you are with friends like these, you kind of have to dress the part, and obviously, what better place to do it than the Star Wars convention? This place is absolutely huge. Everybody is kind of dressed like this because we are at the start of a 5-day convention. Today was the kickoff. It's only open, though, for members of the official Star Wars Club. And so these guys behind me are definitely members. I'm an honorary member. Tomorrow, however, it opens up to the entire public just in time for that 30th anniversary celebration.
If you can't be in a galaxy far, far away on this 30th anniversary of Star Wars, this would be the next best thing. For the next 5 days, the Los Angeles Convention Center is home to the 4th International Star Wars Convention, an event billed as the largest party ever for fans of the epic sci-fi saga.
When I was little, I'm like, I'm going to marry Luke Skywalker.
There are doctors and lawyers and accountants and government people and literally rocket scientists.
Everything I do pretty much revolves around Star Wars.
There's an R2-D2 robot building contest.
It took me 3.5 years to build. They make fun of me, but then they want to see it.
Cast members from all 6 movies will be here, and they will be worshipped. A 24-hour merchandise store will showcase an exclusive R2-D2C3PO action figure you can't find anywhere else.
You name it, we've got it.
And there will be talk about the future of Star Wars, including an upcoming television series. Star Wars creator George Lucas can't be here. We're told he's knee-deep making his newest Indiana Jones film, but he recently told us Star Wars was originally intended for a niche audience.
We're not going to try to get everybody in the world to go see this movie.
This weekend, they're not just seeing it, they're living it.
Hey, and guess who just joined us right now? R2. Hi there. Well, anyway, some of the more interesting workshops at this convention include, get this, guys, the Jedi Knight Training Academy, Stormtrooper Olympics, and the Princess Leia belly dancing lessons. I'm not making this stuff up. The convention goes until Monday. Back to you.
I think you need to enter the belly dancing contest, because, you never know. Whole new future.
Hey,
Thanks
hold
a lot.
up there. All right, thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, speaking of Star Wars, starting tomorrow, Lucasfilm is making clips of the movie available to you online, so you can mash it up and remix it any way that you want to. 250 clips from all 6 movies will be on the Star Wars site. You can find a link to that site through our site, 12news.azcentral.com.
All right, and speaking of the box office, the season of movie trilogies continues in a matter of hours with the release of Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Johnny Depp and his fellow Pirates of the Caribbean return for a third and supposedly final go-round at World's End. It opens tonight at 8 at several theaters all across the valley. And this is the one that has Keith Richards, I think, as Johnny Depp's dad.
Which is perfect.
Jack Sparrow's dad, I should say.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow. They're going to be long lines. I predicted already.
I know. I think that'll be a fun
one. A lot of the attention, of course, will be on Steve Nash and that injured nose.
Rich Dubeck continues our Suns coverage with an unlikely sign of support for the 2-time MVP. Rich?
Lynn Stu and Mark, 12 News has been able to confirm that tonight, for this game only, about 4,000 Suns fans are going to get a Band-Aid, of course, in honor of the 2-time MVP Steve Nash and what quite possibly might be the bloodiest nose of all time.
Suns fans have seen the carnage, the bloody mess known as Steve Nash's nose.
That's pretty gross, actually.
That was ugly, but I liked it. It looked good. He has a good bandage on there.
Man, Tony Parker got a hard head.
Ray and Eileen Ardill here from Canada, where the nose made news there, too.
We sure did. Actually, we're from Victoria, where Steve Nash is from, and we're just here to support him and come down and make sure his nose is good, hey?
For Game 2, 4,000 Suns fans will get the most unusual of pre-game souvenirs, a Band-Aid.
That's silly, I think. But hey, whatever works, right?
I think they should. I think it's a badge of courage. Yeah, we can have the Band-Aid out instead of the white out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if that's a rumor and they're handing out Band-Aids, I'll put it on and don the Band-Aid. Why not, hey?
Suns fans' biggest fear, a spur throws an elbow and opens that nose right back up. Too much blood, no more Nash.
That would be wrong, and I think in the spirit of the NBA and competition, that would just be wrong, and I hope that nobody would do that.
And Kevin Hunt, back to the game for a minute. Kevin Hunt will tell you, for the Suns to have a realistic shot at winning this series, they need to win tonight's game at home, take care of business, go to San Antonio, and win a game there. If that doesn't happen, Suns fans are going to need more than a Band-Aid to fix their broken hearts. Let's hope we don't have to do that news story. Reporting live from downtown Phoenix, I'm Rich Dubeck, 12 News.
Oh, let's hope not. All right, thanks, Rich.
And let's hope that the Spurs don't go after Steve's nose.
They better not.
An upscale shopping center goes wild, at least that's what it looked like today at the Biltmore Fashion Park. Hybrid pets causing quite the stir and causing people to do a double take. New at 5, Nick Calderon introduces us to a pair of wolf dogs and the owner training them.
Tranquil luxury. The Biltmore Fashion Park is the place for the civilized and their pampered pets.
I mean, it's just a dog-friendly place, and it's just kind of nice that you can bring your dog and shop and eat.
But among the pocket pooches is something a bit more wild.
I love it. It's beautiful, and what it's doing to the people is amazing. Everybody seems to be drawn to it.
Like leggy models, Tundra and Tala stop traffic and turn heads. Handler Scott Soto, happy to answer all the questions.
The name is Tundra.
Cruising the mall keeps the pair of wolf dogs socialized and helps educate the public about the often misunderstood hunter.
You know, wolves are always put in a bad light or used as villains in stories. It is actually man that is more ferocious and dangerous to these guys.
They're certainly not a domestic animal, but they are an animal that deserves our care and our well-being, and we've invaded their space, so we have to find a way to live together.
Their affectionate nature makes wolf dogs great ambassadors to their species, but lousy house pets.
They won't housebreak, and They'll eat your furniture. They'll eat the house, literally. They'll chew on the drywall.
In Phoenix, Nick Calderon, 12 News.
Yeah. To see a slideshow, by the way, Lynn Sue wants to help her redesign the kitchen. If you'd like to hear more about the wolf dogs, you can go online to 12news.azcentral.com.